was I when the sky fell down? 'Cause I didn't feel the world stand still. Now I'm stepping over stars on the ground. 'Cause without you here, nothing else feels real.
My cancer journey started when I was 33. I was married, mother of a 2-year-old.
My cancer journey started a couple of days before Thanksgiving in 2013.
My cancer journey began in high school in Wichita at Southeast.
I had a small lump on my spine. I thought it was actually just a pimple when it started, and weeks went by, months went by, and it kept getting bigger. And so my husband decided, you should really go to the dermatologist. Turned out the lump was a benign cyst, but at the time the tech had asked me if I'd ever had my moles checked. And being blonde hair, light skin, blue eyes, I probably should have at that point, but I hadn't, and so I agreed to have my moles checked.
I was watching TV and I had this inclination to touch my left breast. And so when I touched it, it felt like a bump. I did call my doctor because that's not supposed to be there. So I called her and she got me in right away. And she said, "No, Rhonda, that's not a bump. It feels like a lump."
My very first girlfriend, Carrie, met her just on a Friday night. It was a wonderful evening, and I had no idea that she was experiencing cancer at that time. But over several weeks, we just started going out more, and we ended up dating, and I learned a little bit more about her and found out quite a bit more details about what she was going through at the time. She had a wig, and she was not going through treatment at the time, but her hair was having trouble going back.
3 weeks went by from the removal and got the results that one of those was indeed melanoma. It took a while for that for me to process that. I didn't really know what that meant. So we had a surgery, second surgery done on New Year's Eve of 2013. I now have about a 2.5-inch scar and some indentation in my thigh, but that really was all I had to physically go through.
I went to my mammogram that she scheduled and a biopsy. And the next day she called me and she says, "Rhonda, I'm so sorry, we found carcinoma." And I was a little nervous because I didn't know what the journey was going to look like. So from January through April 2014, I had 8 rounds of chemotherapy. And that was the most difficult part of the journey for me. It totally knocked me out. February 9th was a date that I'll never forget, because that is the day that I felt like I was going to die. I was laying down and I felt like I was being pulled down to the ground, to the floor. But of course, as you can see me today, I made it, but that was the lowest point of my journey.
One very bad night in November, she was in a car accident and was seriously injured, went into a coma, was not able to receive any treatment. The cancer advanced, and 2 months after our graduation, she passed. That was quite an experience to be introduced to what this disease is. It is something that destroys families. It affects the lives of everybody that is in contact or has a feeling, whether it's love or a business relationship or what have you.
My son already understands what skin cancer is, and if he doesn't use sunscreen, he's going to have his skin cut off like mommy, and he's going to have stitches. And that's a hard discussion to have with a 5-year-old.
As I was going through a radiation treatment, I saw a flyer for Look Good, Feel Better. And I thought, wow, what is that? And I never was really a big person to put on a lot of makeup or whatever, but I called, again, very nice lady, don't even remember her name, and I said, I want to sign up for this workshop. And I went to the workshop. It was very phenomenal. And I learned how to take care of my skin, how to look good in spite of, because chemotherapy, I had the type that it took all my hair.
The American Cancer Society has been huge for me. Going through what I went through, I felt very alone. I didn't really have anyone that had been through what I'd been through that I could relate to.
I would like others to know about the American Cancer Society is they have a program called Reach to Recovery, which is right up my alley. And what they do is they pair up a breast cancer survivor with a person who has just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so that's pretty exciting because, as you know, As I've already mentioned, it's really good to talk to someone who's actually been through it, so you don't have to walk alone.
All these things that we try to make available to help the people who are currently going through a diagnosis, through a treatment process, to make it one less worry for them. Be it service, direct service, like the Look Good, Feel Better or the Reach to Recovery. Be it the access to care programs that we have been developing here within the Wichita area and the surrounding area.
Here in Wichita, the American Cancer Society provides a safe place for women to come and get fitted for a wig. And what I like about it is they have wigs that fit every ethnicity, so you don't have to worry about that look. It's going to fit you. You can also get scarves and turbans, and they're very nice. The room is very nice and it's very comforting.
Other people can use this resource. You can go to cancer.org and there's a ton of information on there. There's a phone number where you can contact them 24/7. People that maybe don't know who else to reach out to, this is a great community of people that, you know, they work with cancer, they understand it, and whether they've been through it themselves, they know someone that has, and that's something that they're good at. And it's just been nice to have a voice.
We need your help as a volunteer to make that a success. And the only way that we are successful as an organization is if we have that lifeline of volunteers that help us deliver this to the community.
A lot of times when people think of national organizations, they don't think that there's local help, but there is. So funds that are raised comes right here to Wichita, and I'm living proof.